Hey guys, my inbox has been getting flooded since Tuesday night with people asking me to please, please, please explain to them what the F just happened. How could Trump win? How is this part of the ascension? People are scared, they're devastated, and they're imagining the worst. Apparently, Trumpageddon is upon us. Dun, dun, dun. But is there another way to look at this? Is it possible to be in a happy, shiny state of being when one has experienced a massive, unexpected, and unwanted manifestation? Yeah, and yeah. If you need some soothing on this election today, then this video is for you. Donald Trump has been elected President of the United States. And a lot of people are stunned. Many are devastated, scared. Twitter and Facebook are awash with messages that hatred and prejudice won. I saw messages from immigrants who are terrified of being deported, Muslims who are considering no longer wearing their hijabs, gay people worried that their right to get married will be taken away, and women who are declaring that this is the most sexist time ever, and many who are preparing themselves for an onslaught of discrimination and even violence. In other words, people are losing their goddamn minds. Now, of course, that's not everyone. There are those who are coping rather well, those who preach love at this time of turmoil, and those who are holding on to reason. But if you're one of the ones freaking out, let's put things in perspective energetically, shall we? First of all, none of what we're experiencing right now is new. None of this fear, prejudice, discrimination, and powerlessness just appeared. It's just that we're finally becoming aware of it. It's no longer as easy to ignore. It's really in our faces now. But let's be honest, think back just a few decades. Women had it worse. Black people had it worse. Gay people had it worse. Despite what Facebook and Twitter memes claim, things have not gotten worse. They've actually gotten significantly better. It's just that we're not done. We're not where we want to be on these issues, but that doesn't mean that we haven't made and won't continue to make progress. And if your response to this is, yeah, but Trump, let me explain something. No one, and I mean no one, has the power to create in your reality. Not your mommy, not your boss, not the government, and not even the President of the United States. But when you decide that the president is responsible for either saving or destroying the country, when you decide that the outcome of this election is going to affect you in horrible ways, you are giving your power away. You're not taking responsibility for your own energy, and you're trying to outsource your manifestations. That's not ever going to work. But this issue of people handing their power to the government or other external sources is exactly what this whole election was about. For too long, we've been looking to our elected officials and the system to set the direction, to fix things, and to lead us. The problem with that is that politicians aren't meant to lead. They're meant to represent. The system is meant to serve us instead of the other way around. We have to be the ones to set the direction. We have to be the ones to lead, and then the government will follow. And if that statement brings up all kinds of icky emotions and excuses for why we can't do that, then that is your powerlessness showing itself. Now, I'm not talking about running out into the street and trying to forcibly take down the government. I'm guessing that doesn't really feel that joyous to you. I'm talking about utilizing your real power, your power that shapes your entire reality, and no longer trying to hand it away to some politician who can then be blamed for not getting it right. Think about it. We manifested an election between two candidates, and we couldn't really get excited about either one. Most of this election wasn't about who would be the best president. It was an argument about who would be the least horrible one. Neither Trump nor Hillary could easily be wedged into the role of savior no matter how hard some people seem to try. Now, a lot of people just ended up voting against the candidate they hated the most. But this was a good thing. You see, we're so ready to hand our power away to a savior, someone who will ride in on his or her white horse and just make it all better, even though they really can't because they can't defy our vibration. And then when that doesn't happen, we get mad at them. This is a pattern that is played out again and again. Every 4 to 8 years, we decide to hand the reins to someone else in the hopes that this one will finally get it right. But no politician can save the country, and no politician can destroy the country. No one can create in your reality. So it was only by manifesting two choices that couldn't be made into the savior role that we were challenged to go through the uncomfortable process of taking responsibility for our own individual vibrations. So, why is this process so volatile, so chaotic? Why did people have to manifest so much negative emotion around this? Why all the fear? Well, here's a dirty little secret. The fear was already there. The powerlessness was already there. Tuesday night's election, this manifestation, only triggered it. It revealed it. It showed us that it was there. And waking up from that fear, or coming out of that fog of denial where we pretend it's all okay and we do anything we can to avoid experiencing how we truly feel, that can be a very painful process. It's like turning off the morphine drip that you've had going all your life and realizing that you've had this huge-ass tumor growing on your right butt cheek for years. You can't even sit down anymore. You can't get comfortable, and you're in pain all the time. You didn't even know you had a tumor because the morphine kept you in la-la land. But once you woke up from your stupor, it all became apparent. You realize why you've been sitting funny, why you've been so tired all the time, and why you can't seem to find pants that fit you. Of course, now that you're aware of the tumor, you can do something about it. You can heal it. And make no mistake, no matter how far gone the situation is, it can always be healed. It's never too late. And if you heal it, you can buy pants again. You can go out dancing in the rain. You can have sex again. You can play in a band or go bungee jumping and comfortably sit wherever you like. But when you've just woken up, the horror of what you're feeling can be so great that you'd rather turn your morphine back on, thank you very much. I mean, who cares about dancing in the rain and amazing sex when your ass tumor just winked at you? So you see, waking up's a bitch. The first thing that happens is that people begin to blame themselves. They don't understand that there's a difference between blame and responsibility. And if you need a quick recap on the difference, blame is when you decide that you're the one who messed it up. Responsibility is when you decide to clean up the mess, no matter who messed it up, because you prefer not to live in a mess. In blame, you say, this is my fault. In responsibility, you say, this happened. I acknowledge it's not what I want, and now let's do something about it. So in blame, you'd be ashamed for having missed the ass tumor and wondering what's wrong with you that you didn't know it was there. In responsibility, you accept that the tumor is there. You decide that you prefer it not to be there anymore, and then you do something about it. And that's the awakening that's happening right now. Not everyone is waking up at the same time, but more and more every day. The old energy is dying. It's fighting for its little troll life, but it's dying. The old systems are crumbling. And if we want to create new systems, we have to take responsibility for them. We have to be the ones that dream new solutions into being. We have to be willing to focus on what we want instead of what we don't want. We have to stop reacting and asking others to give us something to react to. And we have to become proactive. There are proactive, solution-driven individuals who embody the new energy all over the place. You see it in the music industry, for example. The old fossilized system is trying to maintain control, while musicians follow their inspiration and simply go around them. The old energy wants to control. The new energy wants to create. The old energy wants to thwart. The new energy wants to thrive. The old energy wants to limit. The new energy wants to share. Think of Elon Musk, the creator of Tesla Motors. He's not going to let the old, dusty industries slow him down. He's just coming up with his own solutions. And if you think that it's easy for him because he's a billionaire, consider that this is precisely how he became a billionaire. He innovated, he created, he lined up with solutions, he followed his passion, his inspiration, and he shared his knowledge. I mean, he even gave away all the patents for the Tesla car. We're creators. We want to create. We need to create. We're built for it. We're here to dream a new world into being, and to do that, we have to stop outsourcing our power. We have to take it back. It all starts with you, your energy, your reality, and it all comes down to what you want and where you're choosing to put your focus. Do you want to play with the old energy of fear and powerlessness? Do you want to feel persecuted? Do you want to continue to feel like you don't have a right to be where you are? Like you have to apologize for your existence or prove your worth? Do you want to continue to wait for external powers to fix it for you so you don't have to risk getting it wrong? Or do you want to play with the new, emerging energy? Do you want to be a force for creating new, innovative solutions that bypass the old dying systems? Do you want to help create a whole new world while the old one crumbles around us? Do you want to stop fighting the old establishment and just dream a whole new one into being? Do you want to live in passion, joy, and limitlessness? If you want to play with the new energy, then have the courage to step into it. Trump isn't the enemy. Hillary isn't the enemy. Fear is. What do you want the world to be? Can you focus on that? Can you feel that? Can you choose that? Can you make it more important that we create this new world than that the path involves the president that you've decided has to be involved? How do you know what that path will look like? Can you choose to trust that the universe has your back, and that even though we may not always understand how a manifestation is going to bring us to awesomeness, which happens a lot actually, it definitely will? Can you realize that who actually won the election is irrelevant? Because no president can defy your vibration. And has it occurred to you that Hillary was just as, if not more, mired in the old energy, and that Trump might actually be better at responding to the new energy flow, even if he doesn't do so consciously? Furthermore, has it occurred to you that this might all work out a hell of a lot better than your fear wants you to believe? What if this unexpected, shocking development is actually the catalyst that wakes up a larger part of the population? What if Tuesday night's rage, devastation, and depression are just the signs that people are finally turning off their morphine drips, because that's pretty much how it feels? What if nothing has gone wrong and everything is going right, and it's just not happening specifically like we thought it would, which, by the way, again, it never really does. That's why it's not our job to figure out how shit's going to happen. What if this is the start of the revolution? But the revolution isn't about flooding the streets with bodies trying to take down the establishment. What if the revolution starts with each one of us, in our hearts, in our minds, in our willingness to take responsibility, to own our shit, to feel our emotions, to change our lives so that we're aligned with our deepest passions. You know, those things that you want so much they scare the crap out of you. What if it's already begun and we're right in the middle of it? And this is the part where everything feels kind of chaotic because the old energy is flailing around because it's about to lose its last foothold. What if this isn't so much a revolution, but an evolution? And we're taking another massive step forward on our quest to discovering who we really are and what it means to be fully human. What if we put our focus completely and totally on the world that we're creating and finally lead the politicians instead of expecting them to lead us? What if we finally step into our power and set the tone instead of trying to follow somebody else's? What if we finally take responsibility and we choose to create what we want instead of spending all our energy trying to hunt down somebody to blame? What if we choose to remember just how powerful we really are? Trump? Trump who? I'll see you next week.